education. Students, today was very important day. Today was conducted UPSC 2025 Prelims examination. Now many students would be now out of the examination hall. They would have given definitely their best, and now they would be seeking what would be the probable answers for the question. So students, what we have done, that we have researched the questions, we have understood their nature, and through our video we are going to give you the most possible and the most probable answers. Last year also we conducted an analysis video, and it was to our evidence that our analysis was up to the mark. We had given all the answers up to like UPSC, and our answer key was approximately equivalent to UPSC. So today also we are giving you probable answers. We would be seeing that what can be the answers that should be appearing for the questions. You should even understand that our video is going to give you direction and give you an approximate score, giving you a band in which you would be getting your score, and then further decisions can be taken how to prepare for the examination for the next stage. So let us begin this video. Before starting this video, all our expert faculties are going to deal with their respective domain, with their respective subject. Now I would be dealing with series B in the UPSC Prelims examination. I would be dealing questions that are numbered from 1 to 20 and 41 to 50, which is geography and environment sections. Some science and tech questions are definitely there, but this would be the section that I would be dealing with. And then subsequently each and every faculty would be dealing with their expertise block. Now let us begin. I am reiterating, I am dealing with series B, and I am starting with the very first question. So the first question that was in series B was regarding battery. Consider the following type of vehicle: full battery electric vehicle, hydrogen fuel cell vehicle, fuel cell electric hybrid vehicles. How many of the above are considered to be an alternative powertrain vehicle? I would say a science related question. If you trace out the source of this question, we can say the website, that is Niti Aayog website, is giving the data. But let us see what can be the answer. The answer can be all three. All the above three technologies will be related to the powertrain vehicle. So the answer to this question should be C, that is all three. Then with reference to the unmanned aerial vehicle, consider the following statement. Okay, I would say a general understanding question, unmanned aerial vehicle. Let us understand in short what does unmanned aerial vehicle definition means. UAV or unmanned aircraft system, commonly known as drone, is an aircraft with no human pilot, crew or passenger on board, but rather is controlled remotely or autonomous. UAV were originally developed for a purpose of surveillance, I would say. A common definition, it should not be a specific. The statement to these questions are: all UAV are capable of vertical landing. Second, all UAV have ability to hover automatically. All UAV rely on batteries as power of source. Let us approach this question with logic. All UAV are rely only on batteries as power source. Of course, I can say solar power can also be the source. So I can take this question possibly statement to be wrong. All UAV have ability to hover automatically. Most of the UAV what we have seen are remotely controlled. So all make it an extreme statement. So second statement also can be taken to be the wrong. And all UAV are capable of vertical landing. Yes, they do not need any, I would say, any land surface where they need to take it off. They can hover vertically upwards. So answer to this question would be only one of the statement would be correct. Then state question 3. In context of electric vehicle batteries, consider the following elements. Now see, I would say this question is at a difficulty level because cobalt, graphite, lithium, nickel, 4 important minerals are given and they are commonly used as battery cathode. These words make it difficult. But let us understand that this question can be traced again to the Ministry of Renewable Energy report. Now I am not interested in source, but let us approach to this question. As you know, most of the time graphite is taken to be an, I would say, an anode side electrode. So graphite is something that you should be aware. But when I have researched, then I can say only 2 elements are said to be used as cathode. So apart from graphite, all the 3 elements can be used as, I would say, cathode. So answer to this question should be only 3. A science related question, a difficult level question, I would say. Then consider the following items: cigarette butts, then eyeglass lenses, car tires. Very, I would say, very randomly given products. How many of them or how many of the above items contains plastic? So we really are not aware that where will be plastic used, because for manufacturing these products a vast amount of industrial processes are needed. So definitely if I apply a logic, then somewhere plastic will definitely be involved, because question is not specific like previous one. So I would say all the 3 is what we can say is the answer, or we can go for this option, because question is generic in nature. So applying logic, we can say that plastic will be used on all the 3. So most probable answer to this question should be all 3. Then consider the following substances: ethanol, nitroglycerin, urea. Okay. Coal gas technology can be used to produce how many of the above? Now, any serious aspirant should be aware that coal gas is a technology which is used to produce syngas. Syngas contains many items like hydrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, and therefore when this syngas is used as an input, it can be used to make many products. If you research for this question, then most probably ethanol and urea is what we can go for. So answer can be this 2, but I would say if any aspirant have even marked all of the 3, I would say that you can even consider your answer to be correct. So I am giving you 2 probable answers to this question, that is only 2, and all the 3 is something that UPSC will definitely give correct. So definitely you have to say B or C would be your probable answer, because it's again a generic question, no specificity is asked. So definitely we can take probable answer to be 2, B and C. Then going for the next question. What is the common characteristics of chemical compounds? Cl20, HMX, LLM 105, and often mentioned in the media. I don't know which media they are talking about, because it's not commonly read in the newspaper. But when you research for this 3 products, Cl20, HMX, LLM 105, we can go for answer B. They are explosive used in military weapons. So answer to this question would be B. Coming to the next question, consider the following statement. I would say any serious aspirant should make this question correct, because it's a general current affairs question. It is covered in most of the current affairs magazine. So you should be able to take this take the marks from this question. The very first statement: Majorana 1 chip is expected and enabled advancement in quantum computing. Yes. Second, Majorana 2 chip has been developed by Amazon Web Service, and this was a catch. Here it should be Microsoft. So second statement should be wrong. And deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Of course, it's a general statement. Deep learning, machine learning are subparts of AI, and therefore we can say 3 statements to be generically right. So I would go that 2 statement, that is first and 3 are correct, second is wrong. So this would be the answer, that is C. Coming to the, and here is something you can say this was in current affairs, and it's in February 23, 2025 news. A recent current affairs was asked. It's an clipping from Hindu article, Hindu paper. Then we have next question. With reference to monoclonal antibodies often mentioned in the news, consider the following statements. Of course, a current affairs question, if you see, it was October's, it was discussed in recent months only, related to Nipah virus outbreak and monoclonal antibodies. First statement: they are synthetic man-made proteins. Yes, it is true. They stimulate immune function by binding to specific antigens. Yes, antigens are foreign bodies which actually affect an individual, and they are used in treating viral infections such as caused by Nipah virus. So answer should be D, 1, 2, 3, because correct statement is asked. So answer to this question is D, 1, 2, 3. Coming to the next question. Consider the following statement. I would say no knowledge is needed for this question, because this is, I would say, a logic based question. UPSC have repeatedly asked such type of question. It is, I would say, a basic logical and reasoning based question. See, no virus can survive in ocean water. Any serious aspirant should understand that statement has made examiner has made the statement extreme. No virus is capable of infecting bacteria, and no virus can alter transcriptional activity of host cell. Of course, if you see and general understanding of virus which are not qualified as living being and non-living being, we should be able to crack the question. Even by putting the words no, statement has been made extreme. So I would say one should go for none of the above statements are correct. Correct has been asked. So all the statements are wrong because we do not have sample space of the whole world. We only have a general understanding. So answer should be D, none. Then coming to the next question, consider the following statements regarding activated carbon. For your understanding, I have put a molecule of activated carbon, which is a porous structure having spaces between it. The first statement says that activated carbon is considered an effective tool for removing pollutant from effluent streams and remediating contaminants in various industries. Statement 2, activated carbon has high surface area and strong absorption capacity for heavy metals. And statement 3, activated carbon can be easily produced from environmental waste rich in carbon content. Now, if you see this here question, such type of statement where three statements are put, statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3, and we have to correlate, this type of question is a new form that UPSC has asked this year. 3 questions I am dealing with in my blog. I am dealing with such questions which are 3 in number. I would say this would be a question which would need your decision making. Okay. Now individually if you see, all the 3 statements are right. Okay. And if you see the nature of the question, 2 statements are in such a way that they should be able to explain the first statement. This is the way they have asked all the 3 questions. Now the option A, both statement 2 and 3 are correct and both explain 1. I can say even this statement is right because this 2 statement can even be taken to be the correct explanation of statement 1. And option B, both statement 2 and 3 are correct, but only one explains statement only one explains statement 1. For this option, I would say that if I have to think with a very narrow mind, then statement 3 would be the correct explanation. Though statement 2 is individually right, but I would say 3 would be specifically explaining statement 1. So I would say that from A and B, something answer from A and B, if you are marked, I would say your answer would be mostly right. Let us wait for UPSC's answer key and see that how they interpret that, but this would be the answer to this question. Now coming to the next question in the same pattern. Okay, consider the following statement regarding carbon emission and cement production. Okay, very first statement, studies suggest that carbon dioxide emission from cement industry contribute to more than 5% of global carbon emission. Statement 2, silica bearing clay is added to limestone during cement manufacturing process. And statement 3, limestone is converted into lime during clinker production stage of cement manufacturing. I would say a difficult question because this is not the way we prepare for the examination. After a well researched data, then answer to this question should be B. Both statement 2 and 3 are correct, but only one explains the statement 1 because only statement 3 is linking to the correct explanation. But I would say even if students are getting it wrong, I would say this would not stop their selection. Then next question, again same type of question. Consider the following statement related to COP28. I would say no specificity is needed for cracking this question. Based on even general logic, you can crack it. Let us see. First statement. At the 20th United Nations Climate Change Conference, India chose not to sign Declaration on Climate and Health. Okay. Statement 2. COP28 Declaration on Climate and Health is legally binding and mandates decarbonization of healthcare sector upon signing. Understand friends, whenever we talk about international organization, legally binding is very frequently used term. So I would say if you do not have an idea, we can take this statement to be wrong. And statement 3, decarbonizing India's healthcare sector might compromise the resilience of its health system. A generic statement, we cannot negate this statement. We can say in a broader sense this statement is right. So by applying this logic, I would say C would be your answer. Only one of the statement 2 or 3 is correct, because I am completely denying statement 2, and only 2 and 3 is correct, and it explains statement 1. So I would say that statement 3 is explaining statement 1. So I would say these 3 questions are something that you should crack with a decision making skills and with analytical skills. Moving further, consider the following statement about Earth's rotation and climate effects. Okay. Few statements are generic, few statements are from chapters which are given in 11th Fundamental Physical Geography, and those especially from the last World Climate, where natural factors for change in climate change have even been discussed. This statement, I would say, is directly emerging from it. Scientific evidence indicates that there is shift occurring in Earth's rotation and axial tilt. Yes, obliquity is the concept. Statement 2, solar flares and coronal mass ejections release vast amount of energy that bombard Earth's outer atmosphere. Yes, individually statement 2 is also correct. Statement 3, melting of polar ice causes redistribution of water towards equator. So individually these 3 statements are correct. So both statements 2 and 3 are correct, but only one explains statement 1 is something that you should mark, because third statement is related to first statement. Second statement individually is correct, but I would say it is not the correct explanation. Then moving further, we have consider the following statements regarding Article 6. Now Article 6 regarding Paris climate change Kigali agreement is something that you should be aware, because Article 6 from 3 years is in the news. It is regarding the global carbon mechanism that are there and that are discussed. India is reiterating on common but differentiated responsibility, but developed nations are opposing it. So we should understand that Article 6 is definitely we should be aware of. Statement 1, Article 6 of Paris Agreement is frequently referenced in global discussion related to sustainable development and climate action. No one should deny, because frequently reference, so something there is there in the news, so we can say statement 1 is right. Statement 2, Article 6 lays out foundational principles for international carbon market. Yes. And statement 3, Article 6 also seeks to promote non-market approaches that facilitate cooperation between countries to achieve their climate change. So both statements 2 and 3 are, I would say, correct, and both explain statement 1 should be the probable answer. Only a simple statement of Article 6 can make you crack this question very easily. Moving further, we have who among the following launched Nature Solutions Finance Hub for Asia and Pacific? Of course, not in the news. Very specific question has been asked. Factual level, I would say, if someone is marking it, he or she should be absolutely be aware about it. To answer to this question is Asian Development Bank. So answer is A. Moving further, we have, with reference to direct air capture and emerging carbon removable technology, consider the following statement. A very simple self-explanatory. Direct air capture means pollutants are being directly catched from the air. It can be used as carbon sequestration method. It has potential application in plastic manufacturing and food processing. Potential, it's a general statement. In the aviation sector, DAC or direct air capture derived carbon can be combined with hydrogen to create synthetic low carbon fuels. So I would say 3 statements are general in nature. We should go for option C, that is 1, 2 and 3. Moving further, now with reference to Peacock tarantula or Guti tarantula, consider the following statement. I would say you can definitely crack this question with logic only. I will explain you how. Tarantula is something poisonous spider that everyone should be aware. This species was there in the news, but it was in the news in 2019 and 2020. So recently it is not there in the news. But if you cleanly observe the statement, it is an omnivorous crustacean. When tarantula and crustacean relation can be denied, because crustacean, as you know, how the animals are with exoskeleton. Its a natural habitat in India is restricted to specific forest areas. In 2019, it was found in Tamil Nadu, so statement 2 is right. It's an arboreal species, it's in its native ecosystem. We do not know, so we should not deny. So 2 and 3 is something that you should mark right, and first is something that you should deny. So we can go with option D and 3. It is completely logic based question. It was not in the news. I would definitely say any sincere or serious candidate would be able to apply this logic. Moving further, consider the following statements regarding carbon dioxide emissions in India. I would say that definitely few statements are general, few statements are specific. The very first statement, CO2 emissions in India are less than 0.5 tons per capita. I have referred to various sites. It is not less than 1.5. So first statement is, I would say, wrong. So it is not less than 0.5 tons. I would say it is something about 1.5 to 1.8 per capita emission. This is a proof that I am giving you. I have referred to various sites and I have got this data. Statement 2, India ranks second in the Asia Pacific region in terms of CO2 emission from fuel consumption, and electricity and heat production is largest contributor to CO2 emissions in India. So I would say electricity, regarding power, question was also previously asked in UPSC. So you should research about power sectors in India. So statement 2 and 3 are correct. So answer to this question should be C, 2 and 3. Moving further, we have consider the following pair of plants and their description. I would say difficult question, because anyone who has not read science NCERT or geography NCERT would not be able to crack this question. The answer to this question, the first three pairs, cassava, ginger, Malabar spinach, are correct, and the last four pair, which are paired with their types of plants, are not correct. So answer to this question should be only three pairs are right. I would say difficult question because specificity is needed. Then we have, with reference to oxygen production and distribution on Earth, consider the following statement. First, rainforest produce more oxygen than ocean. Everyone should actually understand that this statement was also asked in previously UPSC question. Rainforest compared to the oxygen area is too small. I would say ocean is 70% of the Earth's land. So I would say first statement is wrong. Coming to the next statement, well oxygenated surface area contains oxygen level several times higher than atmospheric air. So you should understand, well oxygenated surface water contains oxygen level several times higher. This statement is not wrong, because if we understand the biological oxygen demand of both ocean and even the oxygen dissolved on the land, we would find a vast difference. 13 grams of oxygen is present, where equivalently 250 grams is present on the land. So comparison would make this statement wrong. So statement 3 is also I would say denying it, the statement 3. Marine phytoplanktons and photosynthetic bacteria are responsible for 50% of global oxygen production. We have NCERT chapter 1, where cyanobacteria, which had emerged 2.5 billion years ago, were the first who started photosynthesis, and definitely they would be related to this statement. So only I would be going with B answer, that is 2 only. So I would say applicative question from NCERT. Then going for the next question, consider the following statements. How many countries are members of NATO, that is North Atlantic Treaty? Australia, this is an official screenshot of NATO website. Austria is not there, Bulgaria is there, Croatia is there, then we even do not have Serbia in the list. So I would say, and we do not have Serbia also, and then we do not have North Macedonia also. Sorry, North Macedonia is present. So how many of the country or members are there in North Atlantic Treaty? Answer is 4. So 2 we are denying 2, that is Austria, and I would say Sweden would be the answer. Serbia. Sweden is there, Serbia is not there. So these 2 are not there out of the 6. So answer would be only 4. This data needs factual, I would say factual memorization, and then we can definitely see that we can get to the answer. Then coming to the next question, consider the following countries. Andes mountain passes through how many of the above countries? Now this is what we should understand is a basic geography. Here if we say Paraguay, Uruguay and Brazil are the 3 countries in South America where Andes mountains are not passing by. So Brazil, we can eliminate Brazil. Then we have Paraguay, we can eliminate Paraguay. Rest all countries are there where Andes can be passed. So out of 6, I am eliminating 2. So answer would be only 4. So how many countries are Andes is passing? Answer is only 4. Then coming to the next question. Consider the following water bodies: Lake Tanganyika, Lake Tonle Sap and Patos Lagoon. How many of the above does equator pass? So none of the above we should understand. A basic, I would say basic geographical location is something that you should prepare henceforth, because such type of places we do not prepare for this examination. Henceforth I would say definitely go for general geographical location, understand equator, Tropic of Cancer. So answer is D, none of the above. Coming to the next question. With reference to the turmeric production in India during 2022-23, consider the following statement. Forget about this year, we should not be concerned about the year. Why the question is asked? Because this year Union Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal, has launched National Turmeric Board. It's a national level news, so we should actually be aware about turmeric. The very first statement, India is largest producer and exporter of turmeric in the world. Answer is right, because most of the European countries and Western countries are even having black markets for turmeric production. More than 30 varieties of turmeric are cultivated in India. We do not need to see specificity. We can say generally yes, 30 is right. Maharashtra, Telangana, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are major turmeric producing state. Of course, because of the agricultural location. So answer is D, 1, 2 and 3. I would say understanding current and researching a little bit about it would be beneficial henceforth. Next question. Question number 45. Question numbers are also given. Which of the following are considered evidences of continental drift? A very basic question. Okay, everyone should get it right. A belt of ancient rocks along Brazilian coast matches with that of Western Africa. Placer deposits are something that we should be aware. Gold deposits of Ghana are believed to be derived from Brazil Plateau when continents are joined. Of course, gold deposits are also an example of continental drift. Gondwana sedimentary system found in India is counterparts in 6 different land masses of southern hemisphere. Of course, because if we are finding Glossip terrace as an evidence, Glossip terrace is grown in a specific location, and even sedimentary rocks can be said to be a commonality found. So I would say that C option, that is 1, 2 and 3 is something that you should mark, because we cannot deny any of the statements that are given. So applicative CDT concept. Consider the following statements regarding atmospheric dust distribution. A general statement, a general understanding of environment. Concentration of dust particles in atmosphere is generally higher in subtropical and temperate region compared to equatorial and polar region. This statement is true because equatorial region and tropical region was even responsible for ozone hole. Much of the population is pollution is emitted from this area only. So we can say even dust particles is emitted. Statement 2, subtropical and temperate regions have less dry winds. We do not find any such evidences. Even if you see, specific location is not given near the coast, inside the continent. So I would be denying such statement. So I would say that statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is not correct. This is the option that I would be going for. Then we have next question. Consider the following statements. In January, in northern hemisphere, isotherm bent towards equator while crossing landmass, towards pole while crossing oceans. North Atlantic drift is the example, is the reason behind it. This question was even asked before. And in January, air over oceans is warmer than over land masses in northern hemisphere. I cannot deny differential land mass and oceanic heating is the reason. So I would go for option A. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 2 explains statement 1. Coming to the next question, consider the following statement related to effect of water on rocks. Chalk is considered very permeable rock, where clay is considered quite impermeable. Chalk is porous and therefore can absorb water, and clay is not at all porous. Not at all makes this statement extreme, and therefore I am denying this statement. So only one of the statement 2 and 3 is correct, and it explains statement 1. Again be ready next year for such pattern of this question. Consider the following statements about atmosphere and Earth's temperature regulation. Without atmosphere, temperature on the Earth would be below freezing across surface. Yes, 15 degrees Celsius is average temperature without atmosphere would be around minus 20 degrees Celsius. The atmosphere absorbs and traps heat, which helps to maintain Earth's average temperature. This statement is also right. Greenhouse gases like CO2 in atmosphere are particularly effective at absorbing and trapping radiation. Of course, so 1, 2, 3 statement. None of the students should make it this question wrong. It's a very simple question. And then consider the following statements regarding Rashtriya Gokul Mission. It is there in the news. It is for indigenous bovine. The mission is important for upliftment of rural, as low producing indigenous animals are primarily owned by small and marginal farmers and landless labor. It was launched to promote rearing and conservation of indigenous cattle buffalo breeds in scientific and holistic manner. I would say only by cracking the words you should understand that statements are generic in nature, and therefore both the statements are 1 and 2. So these are questions of geography and environment ranging from, I would say, moderate to difficult level. I would say 60 to 70% of accuracy would be fair enough to actually get you through the prelims. Now next block is related to history, and our expert faculty would be dealing with it.
Hello, Namaskar. My name is Dinesh Nandurbare. Today, I will be going to discuss the question number from 20 to 40. These questions belongs to the history and the economic part. And as far as my assessment is concerned, this part is purely static in nature. There are a few questions which are based on the current affair, but if you have a hold on the books, particularly I am saying NCERTs and the standard books regarding the history and geography, history and economics, then you will get most of the questions completely right. So let us look at the questions one by one. So question number 21, it's saying consider the following statement about the Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So question is directly from the modern history and belongs to the Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He possessed great love and respect for the traditional philosophical systems of the East. Correct? So this statement is very much correct. Raja Ram Mohan Roy actually wanted to mix the culture of the East and the West. He respected the both cultures, but he never gave up the Indian culture or the Eastern culture. So that's why statement number first is correct. He desired his countrymen to accept the rational and scientific approach and principles of human dignity and social equality, all for men and women. Yes, of course, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, who started the Brahmo Samaj, actually based on the principle of equality and humanism. So that's why this statement second is also correct. So option C, both 1 and 2 is the correct answer. Now, question number 22 says that consider the following subjects with regard to the non-cooperation movement. So again, question from the modern history is there directly based on the non-cooperation program. So there are 4 statements: boycott of the law courts and the foreign cloth. Yes, this is the program under the non-cooperation program movement. Observance of the strict non-violence. Yes, because non-cooperation movement was specifically designed by the Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi designed this movement on the basis of satyagraha, which is non-violent means of lodging protest. Correct? Retention of the titles and the honors without using them in public. No, this statement is wrong, because not retention but the give up of the title is the main theme. Because as we can say, Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore also gave up their title, just like Kaisar-e-Hind and Knighthood awards. So this statement 3 is wrong here. Establishment of the panchayat for settling dispute. Yes, this statement is also correct, because under the boycott movement, we also boycott the British courts, and that's why to settle the dispute among the people, they promoted the local panchayats. So Out of 4, 3 statements are correct. So only 3 statements are correct here. Okay. Now question number 23. The irrigation device called Agrahata was. Now this question is directly from the ancient history and very simple. So Agrahata means what? It's a large wheel with a earthen pots tied to the outer ends of the spoke. So it's a just like a giant wheel with a pots on the spoke, and it move and collect the water for the irrigation. Now question number 24. Who among the following rules in the ancient India had assumed the titles of Mattavilas, Gunabhara and Vichitra Chitta? Okay. So these 3 titles are given to the Mahendra Varman first. Now Mahendra Varman was the Pallava Raja from the ancient history. He belongs to the 6th-7th century BC. Now question number 25, again static part of the history, that Fa Hin, the Chinese pilgrim, traveled to the India during the reign of. The straightforward and very simple question from the ancient history, that who was Fa Hin and when he came to the India. So he came under the ruling of the Chandragupta II. Chandragupta II was the Gupta emperor from the Gupta Samrajya of 5th century AD. Now, who among the following led the successful military campaign against the kingdom of Sri Vijay, the powerful maritime state which ruled the Malay Peninsula, Sumatra, Java and neighboring island? So again, this question belongs to the medieval history, early medieval history. And we are talking about later Cholas here. Now the later Cholas had a great kings, for example, Rajendra Chola. Okay. So the Rajendra Chola took the navy and attack on the eastern side of the India, that is the Indonesia, Java, Sumatra island region, which was ruled by the Sri Vijay dynasty at that time. So the correct answer would be the Rajendra Chola of first, around 1000 years ago. Okay. Now again, the next question belongs to the ancient history. Here the question is completely static in nature and belongs and on the basis of location. So with the reference to the ancient India, 600 to 322 BC, consider the following pairs. Okay. So there are 2 pairs. Column 1 is the region, column 2 is rivers. So Ashmak, Kamboj, Avanti, Kosal. These are the 4 regions from this period. So we are talking about period of Mahajanpada. This period is a period of Mahajanpada from the ancient history. Now we understood that there are total 16 Mahajanpada during this phase. And now these 16 Mahajanpada are spread across the India. Okay. So out of 15, 4 are here: Ashmak, Kamboj, Avanti, Koshal. If you understand the location, if you remember the location of these Mahajanpadas also, you can easily tackle this question. Okay. So Ashmak means modern day Maharashtra. Okay. So in Maharashtra, Godavari river is flowing. So first statement is, first pair is correct. Now Kamboj lies in the Afghanistan region. Okay. But here the river is named as Bias or Vipas, present day Bias, which lies into the Punjab. So Kamboj region does not have a Vipas or Bias river with themselves. Avanti lies in the modern day Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Ujjain was their capital. So Avanti surely don't have a Mahanadi as a river, because Mahanadi presently lies into the Orissa of India. Koshal. Now Koshal means present day Uttar Pradesh, and as we know, the Sharayu river flows into the Uttar Pradesh. Modern day Ayodhya lies across this river. So out of these 4, only 2 pairs are correctly matching. So answer would be only 2. Now question number 28 says, the first Gandharva Mahavidyalaya, a musical training school, was set up in 1901 by the Vishnu Digambar Pulaskar in which city? The question was completely straightforward. It belongs to the art and culture. So related to the music, they have asked this question. Now it's a very famous musical education institution into the India back then. So it was established in 1901 at Lahore by the Vishnu Digambar Pulaskar. Okay. Now question number 29, that Ashokan inscription suggested that the Pradeshika, Rajuka and Yukta were important officers at? So again, question from the ancient history. So this year they have asking lots of questions from the ancient history. Okay, so now they ask question from the Ashokan inscription. Now they said in this Ashokan inscription there are three words, Pradeshika, Rajuka and Yukta, were the important officers. So these are the administrative officers, and at which level they made their administration. So they are village level administration, district level, provincial. So the correct answer is district level administration, Pradeshika and Rajukas. Now question number 30, consider the following statement in respect to the non-cooperation movement. Okay, again there is a question from the non-cooperation movement. The Congress declared the attainment of the Swaraj by all legitimate and peaceful means to be its objective. Okay, so yes, correct. Non-cooperation movement was launched in 1920 and Gandhi declared non-cooperation movement for the three purposes: a Khilafat issue, second is Punjab wrongdoing, that is Jallianwala Bagh Hatyakand, and third is Swaraj, attainment of the Swaraj. So first statement is correct. Now second statement, it was to be implemented in stages with the civil disobedience and non-payment of the taxes for the next stage only if Swaraj did not come within a 1 year and the governance resorted to the repression. So yes, this statement is also correct. Gandhi made it public that if within 1 year we did not get the Swaraj, then we will step up the movement by implementing the civil disobedience movement and non-taxation movement. So both the statements are correct here. So which of the statements are given above are correct? So 1 and 2. Alright, now from 31 we are getting questions from the economics. Now again in economics, the larger part of the questions belongs to the static books. Okay, there are few questions from the current affair, but the many more questions belongs to the static books. So if you have a good hold on the static books, you can easily tackle this question. For example, the question number 31, which says with the reference to the investment, consider the following. Okay, so regarding the investment, bond, stock, hedge fund and venture capital, which of these four options belongs to the investment? So bond and stocks. So these are the bond means these are the debt instrument and the stocks are the equity instrument, but the hedge fund and the venture capital funds, these are related to the alternative investment funds. Okay, so the option is only 2, that is hedge fund and the venture capital funds belongs to the alternative investment funds. Now question number 32, which of the following are the sources of income for the Reserve Bank of India? Again typical static based question. So even NCERT cover this point also, that what are the different sources of income for the RBI. Okay, so buying and selling of the government bond, yes of course RBI act as a bankers to the government, so that's why all the government's bonds are bought and sold by the RBI. So in this transaction RBI earn money. Buying and selling of the foreign currency, RBI is a custodian of the forex into the India, and that's why it deals into the foreign currencies, it buys and sells the foreign currency. In this transaction they earn money. Pension fund and management, no, this is not the task of the RBI, so that's why RBI does not earn money from this part. Lending to the private companies, no, RBI does not lend to the private company, actually it lend to the banks and the government. Okay, printing and distributing the currency notes, RBI does prints and distribute the currency, but it is considered as a liability for the RBI and hence it does not earn money from the printing and distribution of the currency. So the only 2 statements are correct. So select the correct answer using the code given below. So 1 and 2 is the correct option. Moving further, with the reference to the Government of India, consider the following information. Okay, so there are 3 organizations which belongs to the current affair. Now throughout the year, these 3 organizations are there into the current affair for various reasons. Okay, the first organization is Directorate of Enforcement, correct, ED as you can say. So their functions are given here: enforcement of the Fugitive Economic Offender Act 2018, enforcement of the FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, and PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and they work under the Department of Revenue and Ministry of Finance. Okay, so this first pair is very much correct, that Department of Director of Enforcement work under the Ministry of Finance, and they are looking for these acts, that is PMLA, FEMA Act, and the enforcement of the Fugitive Economic Offender Acts. So all these acts are taken care by the Directorate of Enforcement. Now, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, it is another organization against Department of the Revenue, Ministry of Finance. So yes, it works under the Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance, enforces the provisions of the Customs Act 1962, coordinate anti-smuggling efforts across the India. Yes, of course, Department of the Revenue Intelligence, or DRI, is specifically created for this purpose. They actually track the smugglings into the India, and they enforce this act, that is the Customs Act 1962, and prohibit or arrest this smuggling into the India. So second pair is also correct. Now the Director General of the Systems and the Data Management. Okay, now this system or this department works under the Central Board of the Indirect Taxes and Custom, that is CBIC. Now CBIC is an institution which combines direct and indirect taxes, which works under the Ministry of Finance. Now these are the institutions. Now big data analytics to assist the tax officers in policy making and detection in tax evasion. That is the task given to the Directorate General of the System and Data Management. So basically this department works in tax assessment and helps the tax officers in order to do their work. Okay, so all the statements are correct here. Move ahead. Consider the following statements. The Reserve Bank of India mandates all the listed companies in the India to submit the business responsibility and sustainability report, that is BRSR. So the first statement is itself a wrong statement because it is a function of SEBI. Now business responsibility and sustainability report. Now this is the report mandated. This is the report published by the SEBI. Now under this, SEBI mandates its top 100 companies, listed companies into the India, to provide report on their sustainability program. That is, India want to become a sustainably developed countries. So that's why the corporate sector also collaborate in these efforts. So hence SEBI mandates this BRSR report to the top 100 1,000 companies into the India. Now in India, companies submitting BRSR makes disclosure in the report that they are largely non-financial in nature. Yes, this is very much correct statement. So only second statement is correct. First statement is wrong because it's not the RBI but the SEBI which mandate this report to the companies. Now consider the following statement. Statement first, in India, income from allied agriculture activities like poultry farming, wool rearing in areas is exempted from any tax. So this statement is wrong because this year in the budget, government declared that agriculture income is out of tax purview, but they included the income from the allied agriculture activities like poultry farming into the tax bracket. That means from this year onward, government is going to tax income from the poultry businesses and the dairy businesses into the India. So that's a new update. Now statement 2, in India, rural agriculture land is not considered as a capital asset under the provision of the Income Tax Act 1961. So yes, it is very much correct. That's why income earned by selling of the land does not consider as a capital gain in India. So second statement is very much correct. So here statement 1 is not correct, but statement 2 is correct. So option number D is the right option here. Now question number 36, consider the following statements. India has joined the Mineral Security Partnership as a member. So yes, it's a correct statement. In 2023, India joined this program. Now what is this program? This program is a US-led program. Under this program, they try to secure the supply chain into the essential minerals into the world. Okay, so India recently became the member of the Mineral Security Partnership program. India is a resource-rich country in all the 30 critical minerals that has it identified. No, our statement is completely extreme. India does not have mineral security. That means not all the 30 critical minerals that identified and under this program India have. No. So second statement is wrong here. In the Parliament, 2023 has amended the Mines and Minerals Act 1957, empowering the central government to exclusively auction mining leases and composite license for the certain critical mineral. So yes, Government of India in the same year when India became the mineral security partner amended the Mines Act so as India can explore its mineral resources. Okay. So the statement 3 is correct. So only statement 1 and 3 are correct here. So option C. We can go with the option C. Now question number 37. Consider the following statement. Statement number first. As regards return from the investment generally in company, bondholders are considered to be relatively at lower risk than the stockholders. So yes, this is very much correct. Bondholder means they are shareholders and the bondholder means these are the person who lend the money to the institutions, and the shareholder are the person who become the partner into the institution. So the person who are lending to the institution are at the low risk than the partners. Okay, so statement 1 is correct. Statement 2, bondholders are the lenders and company to the company, and whereas the stockholders are its owners. So statement 2 is also correct. Statement 3, for repayment purpose, bondholders are prioritized over the stockholders by the company. Yes, statement 3 is correct. So both statement 2 and 3 are correct, and both of them explain statement first. Now question number 38, consider the following statement. In India accounts for very large portion of all equity option contracts traded globally, thus exhibiting great boom. So recently it is in the current affair that India having the large portion of option contracts traded globally. Okay, so statement first is correct. India's stock market has grown rapidly in the recent past, even overtaking the Hong Kong's at some point of the time. Yes, in the last year, India overtake the Hong Kong's market into the total capitalization size. So statement 2 is correct. There is no regulatory body either to warn the small investor about the risk of option trading or the act of unregistered financial advisors in this regard. So I would say the statement 3 is wrong, because yes, we have a SEBI, and SEBI is working to protect the investors by registering the various or listing the various companies here. So SEBI is there as a regulatory body to warn the small investor about the risk. So statement 3 is correct. So if you understand that statement 3 is correct, so you can eliminate all these 3 options. So that means option A, that is 1 and 2, is a correct option here. And the last question is, consider the following statements. So statement 1, circular economy reduce the emission of the greenhouse gases. So statement 1 is correct. What is circular economy? Circular economy, it basically means reduction of the wastage. Okay, so output wastage of the process, it can be reused into the process. Okay, so circular economy reduces the emission of the gases. Correct statement. Statement 2, circular economy reduces the use of the raw material as an input. Again correct. And statement 3, the circular economy reduces the wastage in the production process. So all the 3 statements are correct. So we can say both the statement 2 and 3 are correct, and both of them explain the statement number first. So these are the certain questions from the economics and the history. Now as I say that the majority of the question belongs to the static part from the economics and the history. Okay. So these are not the tough questions from my side. All right. So the next session will be conducted by our expert faculty.
Hello aspirant. So today what we have seen. So today UPSC conducted 2025 prelims paper, be it GS1 or CSAT. So what is our analysis? So we have found, so there is an unchange of pattern but slightly different approach. This time
most of the question asked from analytical, application based, as well as little bit science dominated. So we have seen in this exam pattern science dominated. So today I am going to deal with some miscellaneous questions which are from different background. It may be current affair or polity, or it may be economic. So let's see. So first question, Panchayat Raj system, consider the following statement. So you know very well what is Panchayat Raj system. Article 243 grassroots development, we can deal with Article 243 here explicitly mentioned, and schedule also mentioned. So we'll discuss what are the questions generally asked from this topic. Panchayat at the intermediate level exists in all state. So all state, okay. So what do you think? It is a right or wrong? So as per constitution, more than 20 lakhs people, those who are dwelling in particular state, so there we can use level 3 or level 4, means tier 2 or tier 3 government will be applicable only any place where population is more than 20 lakh. So here is all is extreme, so we can easily neglect this. Minimum age to contest panchayat election at the intermediate level is 30 years. So you know Article 243F, it is a 21 years, so this is also wrong. The chief minister constitute a finance commission to review the financial position of intermediate level panchayat and suggest tax revenue sharing. So you know very well in state, so there is a no direct role of chief minister dealing with what financial matter in panchayat. So who will deal? So here is a one body, that is the state finance commission. So this is also wrong. So first answer is wrong, second is wrong, third is wrong, but means option is D is all are incorrect. Next, BIMSTEC, consider the following statement. Okay, so this question is directly came from current affairs, so we'll discuss it, already asked so many times. So why it is important? In January, so there's a BIMSTEC meeting. So BIMSTEC had 7 member countries as of January 2025. It was established through. So it is right or wrong? Will cannot be directly conclude, because the second statement what is it suggested it is established through Dhaka declaration, whether it is right or wrong. So it may be it is 1997. Okay, so this statement is directly wrong. Founding member including Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand and Nepal. So Nepal would be not founding member, so this also directly wrong. And first is what? India leads the tourism subsector in BIMSTEC. Not tourism is not, security and technology, this sector is considered. So only one option is right, that is the answer is 1. Next, Gandhi Peace Prize jury, who among the following are part of the selection jury? So this is a very important question. Okay, recently Gandhi Peace Prize, so you must know. So this is a direct question asked, and this is a very common or very generic question. So if you are reading newspaper, so you can easily understand, but the problem is what we must know. So who constitute the body, who are the members? So whether President of India? No. Prime Minister? Yes. Chief Justice of India? Yes. Leader of opposition in Lok Sabha? Yes. So Prime Minister appointed 2 eminent person in this body, so President is not there. So answer is what? 2, 3 and 4. Got it? Next, let's move to second. GPS added geo augmented navigation, that is a Gagan. Consider the following. So this is a science and tech based question. Gagan is improve accuracy and integrity of navigation. Yes, this is a right. With the help of this technology, we can easily integrate and accurately locate locations, and it will help to track and GPS system. Second, it supports uniform high quality traffic management. Yes, it will help to understand the traffic management and how to reduce the traffic management, and as well as it will work as a uniformly. Its benefit only aviation, not other transport mode. So this is wrong. It will help in railway sector, shipping sector and any other sector also. Understand? Next, AI Action Summit. You know, nowadays buzzword is AI. It is expected some question must ask from this topic. So in Paris, February 2025, consider the following statement. The summit was co-chaired by India, building on previous AI summit at Beltley Park 2023 and Seoul 2024. Whether it is right or wrong? Yes, it is right. Then US and UK signed the declaration on inclusive and sustainable AI. No, it is not right. Even though they are part of this summit, but they never signed any agreement. So which is the statement are correct? One is correct. One first option is right. Next, International Year Declaration. Consider the following. International Year of the Women's Farmer 26. Yes, it is right. International Year of Sustainable and Resilient Tourism 2027. Yes, it is also right. International Year of Peace and Trust. This also correct. And International Year Asteroid Awareness and Planetary Defense 2029. So all are the above pairs are correct. So answer is what? 4. Okay. Next, BRICS. Consider the following statement. The 16th BRICS summit was hosted by Russia in Kazan. Yes, this is a purely current based question. Okay. Then Indonesia has become a full member of BRICS. So if you go some sources like Wikipedia, so this is the right answer. So they mention, okay, so this is the seventh member. It became a full-fledged member January 2025, but there is some dilemma also. So this is a very dicey question. Then the theme of the 16 BRICS summit was strengthening multiculturalism for just global development and security. Now UPSC also check your detailed analytical skill also. So that there is a no multicultural, it is a multilateral. Okay, so obviously this is not cultural, it is a lateral. So this is right, wrong, only one statement is right. So option D. So here is not right answer, only option D is the right answer. Next, Lokpal. Consider the following statement. Lokpal has jurisdiction over public servant in India but not posted abroad. Obviously, okay, any person who is working under the constitution or constitution related statutory body or non-statutory body or constitutional body, they must be the come under purview of Lokpal. So first answer is right or wrong? Wrong. Second, the chairman member must be an MP state legislature. Only Chief Justice of India can be appointed as a chairperson. So this is right or wrong? Chairperson member must be MP. So that is not any prescribed limits mentioned there or not specific criteria mentioned. Okay, so Chief Justice must be there. So this is also wrong. Next, chairperson or member must be at least 45 years old at the time of assuming office. So this is statement also wrong. Lokpal cannot inquire into corruption allegation against a sitting prime minister. So yes, they have completely rights. They can inquire any corruption related allegations against prime minister. So this is also wrong. So as per my analysis, all are correct. All statement above are not correct. So answer would be our 1 and 4. Next, Kho World Cup. Consider the following statement. The first Kho World Cup was held in Delhi, India. In the men's final, India beat Nepal with score 78 and 40. The women's final, India beat Nepal with the score 54 and 36. You know, we cannot expect this kind of question from UPSC. It is a purely, okay, purely facts based question they generally ask, and here they played with numbers. So this is a completely different. So men's beat Nepal with 54 to 36, and this is the 70 to 48. So only first statement is right. Next, chess achievement. Consider the following statement. The 54th Chess Olympiad 2024, Kukesh Domanraju became the youngest winner, defeating the Anne Nepomniachtchi of Russia. So this is a wrong. Abhimanyu Mishra, an American chess player, hold the record of being youngest grandmaster in history. So this is the direct fact-based question asked. Second. Okay. So now, so what we have seen. So we can say UPSC this time asked complete question from different range. It is, we can say it is a full of platter, means you have seen statistic, sports, analytical, reasoning, everything you will see there. So I would say the paper level is what, moderate to difficult. It's my own analysis. There would be 80 to 85 would be cut off. So the next section will be taken care by our expert faculty.
Okay, thank you, Rumi sir. Now we'll go further. See, our expert faculties actually already discussed the subjects like actually environment, then economics, then history, and then few topics from science as well. But see, remember one thing: the changing pattern of UPSC is like actually they are connecting directly with the dynamic topics, such as actually current affairs. So those topics which are in the news, they are connecting with that particular thing, and after that actually they are asking regarding the factual data as well as the foundation of that particular current affairs. So this is the over analysis of this year paper. So I'm actually going to take from question number 61 to 90. We'll see. Okay, so see, remember students, this is very important, as UPSC is actually targeting for multi-liner questions most of the time. So you need to understand, to crack such kind of questions, you need to have proper conceptual clarity. Another thing, if you are actually reading any kind of topic, you need to have the thorough knowledge of it. Then and then only actually multi-liner questions you will be solving properly. So we'll go further. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. The rare earth elements are used in the manufacture of flat television screens and computer monitors. Second statement is some rare earth elements have phosphorescent properties, and which one of the following is correct in respect to the above statement. We need to understand what exactly they are asking. They are asking about the technology, the recent technology they are asking. So here both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 1 explains the statement 2. That's what the answer is, of course. Then going further, consider the following statements. Indian Railways have prepared a national railway plan to create a future ready railway system by 2028. Here is the gist. Here is the key. It's not 2028, it is 2030. So this statement is completely incorrect. Then Kavach is an automatic train protection system developed in collaboration with Germany. It's not. It is a completely indigenous system actually developed by India only. Then Kavach system consists RFID tags fitted on tracks in the station section. No, not a station section. It's for whole track. It's for whole track. So all the three statements are not correct. So here actually they have asked not correct statement. So answer is D. Going further, consider the following space mission. Axiom 4, SpaceX and Gaganyaan. Now, how many of the space mission given above encourage and supports microgravity research. So microgravity research they are asking. Now if you actually see the detail of these space mission, you will understand that all the three they are for microgravity research. So all the three are correct statements. Going further, with reference to Indian defense, consider the following pairs. Now, in Nanjoti education, we were actually, when we were discussing about current affairs, that time, me and our colleague faculty, we both told that it was our intuition, it was our prediction that UPSC will ask more questions on defense and its technology. So this is the example. So our prediction actually went very good. So Dornier 228 maritime patrol aircraft, it's a correct thing. Then IL-76 supersonic combat aircraft, it's not. It's a kind of luggage kind of aircraft, of course. And then C is a Globemaster 3, C-17 Globemaster 3 military transport aircraft. Of course, this is a correct statement. So here, please, you need to understand that what exactly they are asking. So read the question properly. In the multi-liner questions, it is very important to read the question properly and try to underline the keywords. Here, the question is not that which pair is correct. Here, actually, they have asked how many of these pairs are correctly matched. So, two, of course, this one and this one. So, two pairs are correct actually. Then artificial way of causing rainfall to reduce the air pollution makes use of. This is a complete science based question, of course, and you need to understand that few questions are directly asked on the facts. It's a strange thing, because if you see the trend of UPSC, they never go for factual data, but conceptual clarity. But in this year, actually, they have break the trend, overall trend, and now actually they shifted to the factual data. So it's a strange thing altogether, but still, of course, silver iodide and potassium iodide, these two are for artificial rain. Going further, consider the following statements with regard to pardoning power of the President of India. See, when actually I was taking the lectures of President and its power, that time I have specifically mentioned to my students that it is high probability that maybe they will be asking on the pardoning power of the President. So, what is the first statement? The exercise of the power by President can be subjected to limited judicial review. Of course, it is. Though the process is from Supreme Court to President, still after taking any decision, it may be lead to the judicial review. That's why it is called limited judicial review. Limited judicial review. It will depend on case to case. That's why. So it's a correct statement altogether. Then the President can exercise the power without the advice of central government. Without, here it is, they are saying. So it's a wrong statement. It's a wrong statement. It should be on the advice of central government. So which of the statement given above is or correct? One only. So this is the answer. Going further, consider the following statement. On the dissolution of House of the People, the Speaker shall not vacate his or her office until immediately before the first meeting of the House of the People after the dissolution. No, see here which just check the option first. Which of the statements given above are correct? Here it is saying which which statements are correct. So now here see, this statement is, of course, it's the correct statement. According to the provision of Constitution of India, a member of the House of the People, on being elected as a speaker, shall resign from his or her political party immediately. This is the key. It is saying provisions of the Constitution. Absolutely not. It is a convention. It is not anywhere written in the Constitution. So this is a wrong statement. Of course, then if you actually see, the Speaker of the House of the People may be removed from his or her office by the resolution of the House of the People passed by majority of all the then members of the House, provided that no resolution shall be moved unless at least 14 days notice has been given to the intention to move the resolution. Of course, it is imperative to give the 14 days notice. So this statement is also correct. So first statement and third statement are correct, second statement is wrong. So C is the answer. Going further, consider the following statement. Now actually when we are considering the following statement, if any question arises as to whether the member of the House of the People has become subject to the disqualification under the 10th schedule, the President's decision in accordance with the opinion of the Council of Union Ministers shall be final. Where is the key word? President. It is saying no, not at all. So this statement is wrong. There is no mention of the word political party in the Constitution of India. There is no mention. Of course, there is a mention in 10th schedule itself. 10th schedule, it is clearly mentioned in anti-defection law, the political party, these terms are there. So neither one or nor two are correct. It is asking about correct statement. Both statements are wrong. Going further, statement 1, in India, state governments have no power of making rules for grant of concession in respect of extraction of minor minerals, even though such minerals are located in their territories. See, according to the Mines and Minerals Act 1957, they don't have any power. So state government have no power of making rules. So this, see, need to actually, when you are reading any kind of multi-liner questions, you need to go for option first. Just see that if they are actually asking correct statement or incorrect statement. So statement 1 is not correct. Absolutely not. State government have no power. See, statement 1 is not correct, but statement 2. What is statement 2? In India, the central government has power to notify minor minerals under relevant law. Of course, same law, 1957, the Mines and Minerals Law. So in India, state governments have no power to making rules for grant of concession in respect to extraction. They do have power. So first statement is wrong, second is correct. Which organization has enacted the Nature Restoration Law, that is NRL, to tackle the climate change and biodiversity loss? Of course, this is very important one. Nature Restoration Law, the European Union is the answer. Direct. This is a highly factual question they have asked. Going further, suppose the revenue expenditure is 80,000 crores and the revenue receipt of the government are 60,000 crores. The government budget also shows borrowings of 10,000 crore and interest payment of 6,000 crore. Which of the following statement are correct? See, though this is a if you see here, you will find the numbers, the digits. So maybe actually you will find, okay, this is a difficult one. No, it's a conceptual question altogether. You need to have the conceptual clarity, and that's why. And another thing, these kind of questions which are connected with economics, they are directly from the Economic Survey of India. So you need to read the Economic Survey of India for tackling such kind of questions. So revenue deficit is 20,000 crores, fiscal deficit is 10,000 crores, and primary deficit is 4,000 crore. That is the thing actually they are asking. So which statement is correct, they are asking. So all the three statements are correct. If you actually do the calculation, you will find that these three statements are correct. Going further, India is one of the founding members of International North-South Transport Corridor, that is in STC, a multimodal transportation corridor which will connect to from where to whom? India to Central Asia to Europe via Iran. That is the project actually they are of course doing here. So it's a question related to current affairs. Then consider the following statements. Statement 1, of the two major ethanol producers in the world, Brazil and United States of America, the former produces more ethanol than latter. Former means Brazil. What the statement is saying, Brazil is actually producing more than United States. No, it's a wrong statement. United States is at rank first and Brazil is ranked second. So this is a wrong statement altogether. Unlike in the United States of America, where corn is a principal feedstock for ethanol production, sugarcane is the principal feedstock for ethanol production in Brazil. So both the statements are actually, you need to understand, this is a wrong statement, but this is a correct statement, because Brazil, where the sugarcane is used for ethanol, in United States, the corn is used for ethanol production. So statement 1 is not correct, but statement 2 is correct. So D is the answer. Going further, see, if you see what we have seen till this 74th question, that the questions are huge. They are multi-liner questions and they are very long questions. So when you are reading such kind of question, you need to put underline on the keywords. You need to actually make a circle on very keywords. Then and then only you will be connecting those kind of questions with your knowledge. So it's a very important thing. The World Bank warned that India could become one of the first places where wet bulb temperature routinely exceeds 35 degrees Celsius. Which of the following statement best reflects the implication of the above said report? Which of the following statement best reflects what it is saying? Reflects. The peninsular India will most likely to suffer from flooding, cyclones and drought. Tropical, okay, the peninsular India will most likely to suffer from flooding, cyclone and droughts. This is the first statement. And then the survival of animals including humans will be affected as the shading of their body heat through the perspiration become difficult. Perspiration means, of course, pasina. So here only second statement is correct, first statement is not correct, absolutely not. Peninsular India will most likely to suffer from flooding, cyclones and droughts. It is not correct statement altogether. Then 75th, a country's fiscal deficit stands at 50,000 crores. It is receiving 10,000 crores through non-debt creating capital receipts. The country's interest liabilities are 1,500 crores. what is the gross primary deficit? Here you need to understand that this is a economic conceptual question. You need to understand what is the concept of gross primary deficit. So on that basis, you need to actually do the calculation. You will reach on the answer, that is 48,500 crores. Okay, we need to actually go further. Which of the following statement with regard to recommendation of 15th Finance Commission of India? Correct. They are actually asking about correct statement. It has recommended grants for 4,800 crores from the year 2020-22 to 2023 to the year 2025-26 for incentivizing the states to enhance educational outcome. Of course, you need to understand they are actually asking about the correct statement. So first statement is correct. 45% of the net proceeds of union taxes are to be shared with states. This you need to understand, this is a wrong statement altogether. So first statement is right, second is wrong. 45,000 crores are to be kept as a performance based incentive for all states for carrying out the agricultural reform. This is a correct statement, and it reintroduced the tax efforts criteria to reward fiscal performance. Of course, in the 15th Finance Commission, they have actually came up with the idea that it reintroduced the tax effort criteria to reward the fiscal performance. So statement first is correct, then second is wrong, third is correct, fourth is correct. So C is the answer. We'll go further. Consider the following statements in respect to the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, that is IBRD. So even when actually we were discussing in the current affairs, in the one video we have discussed this IBRD concept, and we were expecting such kind of question for UPSC. Then here actually they are asking about correct statement. So it provides loans and guarantees to middle income countries. It provides loans and guarantees to middle income countries. This is a correct statement. It works single-handedly to help developing countries to reduce poverty. No, it's not correct statement. Absolutely not. It works single-handedly. This is the key. No, it is not actually working single-handedly. Of course, it will be having some compliances and some support. So this is a wrong statement. It was established to help Europe rebuild after the World War II. Of course, this is a correct statement again. So 1 and 3 only, these are the correct statements. Now actually we need to actually understand this question. See, this particular question, I'll tell you, this is the ambiguous question, because here answer is little more tricky, because now on this particular moment it's difficult to actually tell what will be the answer of this curve, because if you see the provision and the information which is actually now at this particular moment is available for RTGS and NEFT, it's very difficult to tackle this kind of question. So if you are not understanding such kind of question, you can directly actually skip, because there is an ambiguity. So rather going for negative marking, you can actually skip such kind of question. So it's all about actually, it's all about proper choices, smart choices you can say. So we'll see. In RTGS, the customer is charged for inward transaction, while that it is not the case for NEFT. Then second statement, operating hours for RTGS are restricted on the certain days, while this is not true for NEFT. So only 3 is correct. another statement is wrong. So such kind of questions, it's very difficult to actually tackle. Then it's now this is again actually factual based question. It's a highly factual based question. So consider the following countries: UAE, France, Germany, Singapore and Bangladesh. How many countries amongst the above are other countries other than India, where the international merchant payments are accepted under UPI? You know that in India is the leader of UPI payments. So other than India, which of these countries they are asking for international merchant payments? You need to understand they are asking about international merchant payments. So only three, which are those? Singapore is not there. So only three among, of course, Singapore is not there. So UAE, France and Bangladesh. So these are the countries. So only three are there. Only three. Consider the following statements above about PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Of course, such kind of questions are expected from UPSC. Is their arena. They always ask for about the schemes, government schemes, and it's imperative to read the schemes thoroughly, because from now onwards also in the coming years they will be asking the questions on the schemes, which will be the multi-liner again. So if you are reading any kind of scheme, you need to understand that you need to have all the provisions which are there in the scheme. You need to read all those and you need to actually memorize. So first statement, it targets installation of 1 crore solar rooftops panels in the residential sector. The Ministry of New and Renewable Energy aims to impart training on installation, operation, maintenance, repairs of solar rooftop system at grassroots level. See, here the keywords are installation, operation, maintenance, repairs of solar rooftop at grassroots level, actually it is saying. So when you are reading the question, reading the sentence, read it properly. Now they are asking about correct statement. So first statement is of course absolutely correct. The second statement is also correct. It aims to create more than the 3 lakh skilled manpower through fresh skilling and upskilling under the scheme component of capacity building. Of course, all the three statements are correct. So D is the answer. Now, with reference to the Indian polity, consider the following. Now, it's a core polity question again. See, they are asking about the ordinance power. And why they are asking about the ordinance power? Because actually in the current affairs, the issue of ordinance was there. So that's why actually they are asking about ordinance power. We'll see. An ordinance can amend any central act. Of course, an ordinance can amend any central act. Now, when you are reading the statement, you need to understand that which are the keywords here. Of course, any here say it is strong statement, still it is a correct statement, because we can actually amend through the ordinance any central act. So this is a correct statement. And ordinance can abridge the fundamental rights. Of course, ordinance can abridge the fundamental rights, which was happened in the corona period as well, because actually that time the session was not there. That's why the president actually he came up with the ordinance, and fundamental rights that time those were actually abridged. An ordinance can come into effect from back date. Of course, retrospective effect is there for ordinance. You need to understand this, because for other laws the retrospective effect is not there, but for ordinance on some instances. It is actually not for every ordinance, it is for some instances that ordinance can be actually implied on retrospective basis. So all the three statements are correct. We'll go further. Consider the following pairs. Now this is again a very good question. Of course, as per the standard, of course, UPSC, it's a very good question. Arunachal Pradesh, they are actually asking about the states and the information related to state. Arunachal Pradesh, the capital named after the fort, the state has 2 national parks. Of course, the capital name after the fort, it is the Eta Fort and has 2 national parks. Which are those national parks? Of course, one is Namdapa and another one is actually Mauling. So this is the correct statement. About Nagaland, the state came into existence on the basis of Constitutional Amendment Act. It is about actually asking about Nagaland. See, the state came into existence on the basis of Constitutional Amendment Act. Of course, 13th Amendment Act, the Nagaland actually became a state. So this is again correct statement. Then about Tripura, initially a Part C state, it became actually centrally administered territory with the reorganization of the state in 1956 and later attained the state of the status of full-fledged state. Of course, this is again the correct statement because it actually became a full-fledged state in 1972. Okay, so all the 3 statements are correct regarding these northeast states. So C is the answer. Now, with reference to India, consider the following: the Interstate Council, the National Security Council, the Zonal Council. How many of above, how many actually they are asking of the above were established as per the provisions of the Constitution of India? It means they are directly asking about the constitutional body. So here only one is there because other 2 are not the constitutional body. See, the Zonal Council, Interstate Council and the National Security Council. So when actually we will see only one is the constitutional, only one is having actually the constitutional provision, another 2 are not having the constitutional provision. Now consider the following statement: the Constitution of India explicitly mentioned that in the certain sphere the governor of a state acts in his own discretion. I mean actually it is his or her own discretion to take the decision. You can say actually, you can say that is the conscience, on the own conscience that person can take the decision. The Constitution of India explicitly mentioned that the certain sphere the governor of the state acts in his or her own discretion. Now they are asking about the correct statement. So first is correct because in the some topics it is of course given that a governor can take the decision on his own. The President of India can his or her own resort the bill passed by the state legislature for his or her consideration without it being forwarded by the governor of the state concerned. No, it is not. Absolutely not. This is the wrong statement because it is imperative to actually that particular bill should be go through the governor. Now see this particular question, it is directly now related with what happened in Tamil Nadu and Tamil Nadu governor, Tamil Nadu government and Tamil Nadu governor. So this particular thing actually it went to the Supreme Court last year, and now see when the decision came last month, the decision came regarding this particular subject, where the separation of power, then federalism, how the governor is manipulating the things, all these things, and what is the power of Supreme Court. So all these things actually connected with this particular question. So you need to understand that they have asked which is connected to with the current affairs. So only first is correct. Going further, consider the following pairs. Provisions in the Constitution of India. Separation of judiciary from executive in the public services of the state. Valuing and preserving of the rich heritage of our composite culture. Then prohibition of employment of children below the age of 14 years in factories stated under. Now see, these are the statements and stated under the directive principle of state policy. Of course, the directive principle of state policy, Article 50. If you see the Article 50, it is clearly mentioning that there should be the separation between executive and judiciary. Then fundamental duties, valuing and preserving of the rich heritage, of course, Article 51A(f). If you see Article 51F, you will find that there is actually certain lines. Then fundamental rights, of course, prohibition of employment of children below age 14 years in the factories. This is article number 24. So all three are correctly matched. Consider the following statement. With reference to the Constitution of India, if an area in the state is declared as scheduled area under the 5th schedule, of course, we have provision under the 5th schedule that actually you can, President can declare any area as a scheduled area where the scheduled tribes and scheduled caste actually they live. So the state government loses its executive power in such areas. Local body assumes total administration. Absolutely they are asking about correct statement. It's absolutely wrong statement. Absolutely wrong statement. It's not a correct statement. The union government can take over the total administration of such areas under the certain circumstances on the recommendation of the governor. No, again there are two strong words here, keywords, which is total administration of such areas and certain circumstances on the recommendation of the governor, it is saying. So it is again not the correct statement. So both are the wrong statement. Now going further, actually it is imperative to read the question properly. See, with reference to India, consider the following pairs. Now actually on one side they have given the organization, on the another side actually they have given the ministry. So the National Automotive Board, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Now again you need to understand one thing. They are asking about correctly matched. So the National Automotive Board, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, no, absolutely not. It's in the heavy industry. The COIR Board, Ministry of Heavy Industry. The National Center for Trade Information and Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium. The National Center for Trade Information. So here two are correctly matched, one is not correctly matched. So the COIR Board, Ministry of Heavy Industry, here both are correct, but one is not correct. So only two. How many actually they have asked, not which. So you need to read the question properly. Consider the following subjects under the Constitution of India. Again, this is a core polity question. List 1, unit list in the 7th schedule. Of course, extent of the executive power of the state, conditions of the governor's office. Now, for the constitutional amendment with respect to which of the above, here ratification by the legislature of not less than one half of the states is required before presenting the bill to the President of India for assent. Of course, this is directly connected with the federal structure of India. If we are actually making any law under the 7th schedule of state list, we need to actually get it ratified from the states. That is the provision given. So only 1 and 2 the statements are correct regarding this. Third is not. Then 89th, with reference to the Indian polity, consider the following statement: the governor of the state is not answerable to any court of the for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his or her office. Of course, it's a correct statement. He's not liable there for performing his duty. Understand the lines. No criminal proceeding shall be instituted to or continued against the governor during his or her term of office. Of course, this is also a correct statement. Members of the state legislature are not liable to any proceedings in any court in respect to anything said within the house. Of course, this is the exception. This is the exception. These are the exceptions. All these are the exceptions for article number 14, equality before law. You need to understand exceptions for article number 14. All the 3 statements are correct. And now actually we are moving to the last one from my side. Consider the following activities: production of crude oil, refining, storage and distribution of petroleum, marketing and sale of petroleum products, production of natural gas. Now, how many of the above activities are regulated by Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board in our country? Here actually they are asking how many of the above activities are regulated by Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board in our country. So only 3 are, not all 4 are connected with this particular question. So only 3 are there. See, detailed explanation you will have after 1 or 2 days on Nanjyoti's channel. But remember friends, it's very imperative to understand that in this year's examination, UPSC, they slightly actually inclined towards the factual data. Few questions were on conceptual clarity, but again they have put some numbers over there. But again, if you see, now the UPSC is directly actually connecting their questions with the dynamic information. So when you are studying, it's important to connect your basic knowledge with the current affairs. So that is the key here. Now our next faculty Ashok sir will continue the further questions. Thank you very much. This is from my side. I'll welcome Ashok sir now.
So we are discussing now question number 91. Okay. So what question say? Sedition has become my religion. Sedition has become my religion was the famous statement given by the guy Gandhiji at the time of. So the question says that question asking the sedition has become my religion. Okay, this is the statement by Gandhiji, and at what time he made this statement? The question is saying that at what time. Okay, so these are the incident number 1, 2, 3 and this one is 4. So this is the very one of the tough questions. Okay. So here the incident we go with the process of elimination. Okay. So first option is Champaran Satyagraha. Okay. This is the first Satyagraha. This is the first Satyagraha of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. Teen Katiya system with the Shukla. Okay. Teen Katiya system with the in Shukla. It is happened in the Bihar. So with this statement, with this the statement of Gandhiji, sedition has become my religion, is nothing to do with this options. So it is not our part of answer. So second thing is about the this. If you go through this, attending the second round table conference in London. So this is not also relevant with these statements. Okay. Actually, sedition is expressing the oppose to the British government, So directly we eliminate the two statement. So there is a highly possibility publicly violating the SALT law at Dandi and this launch of Quick India movement. So these are the options. Most probably the answer will be from these two statements again. So violating the SALT law is expressing his opposition. ठीक है? Expression of his oppositions. But nowhere in proper manner mention this statement sedition has become my religious in any source. Okay. And another this one, the launch of Quick India. Do or die. Karo ya maro. In Kranti Maidan in Bombay. Today's Kranti Maidan in Gandhi. Maidan in Bombay. This is most probably, this may be the launch of Quick India movement. He made this statement, sedition has become my religious. But we are not sure. There is not proper source for this also. So as per my opinion, this question is very confusing. So we can't say. So we have to wait for UPSC official key. Now, if you have anything, you think that you have the right options, any right options apart from this 4, you can comment in comment box. Okay. Then we have another questions. The famous female figurine known as dancing girl found at Mohenjo-daro is made of. This is very simple question. Very simple questions. Okay. What is this? This is figurine is the statue. Carnelian is related with the, we take one out, that is the there are 4 options. A is carnelian, B is clay, C is bronze, and D is for the gold. Okay. If you go through the NCERT of 11th class, Ram Sharan Sharma's NCERT, you will get these questions. You even get this picture of this dancing girl. Okay. So we go by elimination process. So gold is, from gold we make ornaments. Okay. Ornaments. And from clay we know terracotta. Already in 2020 we get the questions on terracotta, that is made up of clay. Okay. So carnelian is made from jewelry. From it we can make it jewelry. Another is, what is the remain? Bronze. Bronze is very relevant in Mohenjo-daro. So this statue, figurine means statue of female, dancing girl is made up of bronze. You get the picture in NCERT, the dancing girl. Okay, you get it. Now we'll see another questions. Who provide legal defense to people arrested in the aftermath of Chaura Chaura incident? Okay, this is the questions. we will see first thing, you have to highlight two things: legal defense, provided the legal defense. Second thing is Chauri Chaura. Chauri Chaura is in Gorakhpur. Chauri Chaura is in Gorakhpur, means UP. Okay. So after this incident, Gandhiji is disagree. He get so upset. है ना, वो बहुत गांधी जी क्या हो गया, बहुत upset हो गया, because he follow the non-violence. So after that, we see the options. We have C.R. Das, that is Chittaranjan Das, Madan Mohan Malviya, and Krishna Kant. Then Dr. Saifuddin and Khwaja Hassan Nizami and Muhammad Ali Jinnah. We have again here is 4 options. We have to eliminate. We again go for in the elimination process. Elimination process. This is a very easy questions, and it is directly from your NCERT. Which NCERT? Bipin Chandra, 12th class NCERT. So see what happened. Muhammad Ali Jinnah is nothing to do with this Chauri Chaura incident. So we have to eliminate it. There is a elimination of D. Again, Chittaranjan Das is this fellow is very close to Gandhiji. So Gandhiji opposing for the legal defense. So he is not with the Gandhiji. Okay. He is with the Gandhiji. He is not with this team, legal defense with the team. So we have to again, we eliminate. And by the way, he is from the Tamil Nadu again. Okay. Dr. Saifuddin and Khwaja Hassan Nizami. Okay. These both are the lawyers. And these both fellow is with the Gandhiji in the Khilafat movement. Khilafat movement. Now what remains? We have Madan Mohan Malviya is a Congress leader at that time, and Krishna Kant is the lawyer. So the answer is B. Answer is B. Okay. Now we are moving to next question. Subsequent to which one of the following event, Gandhiji, again Gandhiji, who consistently opposed untouchability and appeal for its eradication from all sphere, decided to include upliftment of Harijan and his political and social programs. Again, this same question is from the NCERT 12th class from Bipin Chandra. Okay. So this is very common. This is very common. So what happened? Harijan. Okay. When Gandhi is in the Eranora jail in Pune, that time he started, no, there is a communal award. So he started, he are going to in the fast. Okay. He long fast. So there is a visit of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. And you know all the incident. Okay. This is the options. Pune Pack. And this is the correct option. Okay. Pune Camp. How can we identify Pune Pack is the correct? See, Harijan. When we go through the modern India, you get it. Pune Pack and this Harijan incident. And we see the another either keyword is untouchability. Okay. And eradication from the sphere of decide and the social and programs. This is a very easy questions. We can directly hit this Pune Pact. Nothing to do with this Act 1935, Quit India Movement. It is irrelevant, highly irrelevant. Okay. So this is the very easy questions. Question itself give you clear idea. Questions itself give you clear idea about that. Okay. We are moving to next questions. So this is the very tricky questions. Okay. Consider the following fruits. It say the fruits: papaya, pineapple, and guava. Okay. Amrud. This is the amrud, pineapple, and papaya. How many of the above were introduced in India by the Portuguese in 16th and 17th century? 16th and 17th century. It says that 16th and 17th century. As you know that Portuguese are the first arrival in India and last left the India. So what happened? The papaya, pineapple and guava is these three are brought India by the Portuguese only in 16th century. 16th century they bought this papaya also, pineapple and guava. Most probably we get confused about amrut. Amrut, it say amrut in Hindi कि we are eating from long time. Amrut is eating from long time. So it is an Indian fruit. But it is brought in India by the Portuguese. So what is the option? Option is all of the above. All of the above. Okay. This is a very simple question. All of the above. So next question we have, consider the following countries. Consider the following countries. Again, this is one of the most tricky questions. One of the tough questions I found. The United Kingdom, Denmark, New Zealand, Australia and Brazil. So okay, what question say? How many of the above countries have more than 4 time zone? Have more than 4 time zone. What it says that how it has more than 4 time zones. This option is there. All of the 4, only 4, only 3, only 2. So it is very difficult questions. It is from geography. If you go through GC Lyon, you get the source from GC Lyon. You get the answer from that book. Okay. So if you consider that United Kingdom is a very small, okay, very small, but it has very small islands also. It has a very small islands. As per me, I think it has the 9 time zones. 11 time zones. Okay, United Kingdom has 11 time zones. And Denmark also a large, so it has a 9 time zone. New Zealand has a 5 time zone. And Australia has also 5 time zones. Okay. What about the Brazil? Brazil has a 4 time zone. Brazil has 4 time zones. What question say? Question says that more than 4 time zones. How many? More than 4 time zones. So we have UK, Denmark, New Zealand, Australia. These 4 countries has more than 4 time zone and Brazil has only 4 time zones. So what most probably our answer is? Our answer is 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one? B. That's why B is our answers. Okay. Now we are moving to next questions. Consider the following statement. This is the one of the best I found in 100 questions. 2 questions are very tough. And this is the second last. This is second questions. I found very toughest questions. Okay. Ender in Siberia. Question say consider the following statement. Ender in Siberia and Nome in Alaska are few kilometers from each other. But so this statement gives you an idea, few kilometers. But when people are waking up and getting set for breakfast, मतलब क्या हो रहा है? वहां के लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? उठ रहे हैं और अपना ब्रेकफास्ट कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? In these cities, it would be different day. It would be different day. So what happened? Siberia, Nome, Alaska. This one is like Siberia and Alaska. Okay. International time zone. The difference between this distance in kilometers is only 900 kilometers. Okay. We have the same questions in 2020 also, 2019 also, Berlin Straits. Okay, in UPSC. Okay, which of the this international timeline divide the two continent. So Siberia and Alaska. Okay. So there is a between these two in this international timeline, there is gap of 24 hours. Gap of 24 hours. Okay. Gap of 24 hours. So it is a right sentence. It is a right sentence. Okay. And second statement, it says that when it is a Monday in another, it is a Tuesday in Nome. Means it is a Monday in Siberia, it is a Tuesday in Alaska. But this statement is wrong. How? In Nome, it is a Monday or another, it is a Tuesday. If you go through this, again you go through the GC Lyon, what happened? The day is subtracted here. Day is subtracted here and day is added here. Day is added here. Okay. Matlab, we have see, I think westward day added, eastward day subtracted. So here is Monday, it is not Monday, it is Tuesday, and this one is Monday. Here is Tuesday and this one is Monday. So this is the question, only one. Very tricky questions. Now we are moving to next questions. Again history. Who among the following was the founder of the self-respect movement? Self-respect movement. If you watch the movie Chennai Express of Shah Rukh Khan. So when he landed in the, when he firstly landed in the Chennai, so his Deepika Padukone says his father is my father from the Periyar movement. If you remember, was that movie Self-Respect movement. So this is directly related. This is very easy questions. There is no need of elimination process. Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar. This is the self-respected movement. Okay. So by the way, we discussed the another option also. So Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Okay. Is a operation of untouchability. Bhaskar Rao Jadhav. He is also a social reformer. He is social reformer. He also fought for Dalits against Dalit against Brahmins. Dinkar Rao Javalkar. He also a social reformer. Okay, but self-respect movement, it happened in Tamil Nadu with Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar. This is a famous, very easy question. This one is very easy questions. Now we have very tricky question is there. Consider the following pairs. Okay, one side we have the country, another side we have the resource rich in. Okay, resource rich in. Consider the following statement. ठीक है, देखो बोस्टवाना, डायमंड, चिली, लिथियम, इंडोनेशिया, nickels. So in how many of above row in the given information correctly match? So while solving the paper, we have to focus on this word also. Most probably correct, sometimes say incorrect. So we have to take a look on it, right? So option is only one, only two, all the three, and none. So by watching this, once you see the options, only one, only two, only one, only two, all the three, or none. Okay, so we can't use here the elimination process because options is like this only. So okay, Botswana is a diamond. Exactly. So Botswana is the largest top producer of diamonds. You know this taskari, yeah, smuggling. It happened through Botswana and this African continent. This happened from this state to another part of world. So this is the diamond. This is right. Chile, Chile lithium. Yes, it has the largest reserve of lithium. And you know the triangle, lithium, something say this is a triangle. This is Chile, Argentina and Bolivia. This is the largest reserve of, between these countries, largest reserve of lithiums. And last one is nickel in Indonesia. इंडोनेशिया में क्या है, बहुत भर भर के क्या है, निकेल. इज द वर्ल्ड लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ निकेल. का पूरा निकेल क्या है, पूरा भरा हुआ है. तो वर्ल्ड लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ निकेल. तो फर्स्ट, सेकंड एंड थर्ड, all of the above are correct. All of the above are correct. And for that we have the option C, all the three, all the three. So we will look next question and it last questions. ठीक है. So consider the following pairs. Consider the following pairs. We have the region and this is the country. Region, this is the country. In how many of the above rows in the given information correctly match? Again you have to mention correctly match or incorrectly match. Sometime it may be incorrectly match. So focus on this word, correctly match. So what happened? I think this is the island. This is the islands and this is the country. Mallorca, Normandy, Sardinia. So this in news. Sardinia is also in news. Okay. And in Hindu you go, if you regular reader of Hindu, you get the picture also of this island. This in Normandy also. So while matching it, the Mallorca is in Spain. Okay, is in Spain, and Normandy is in France. Normandy is in France. And Italy, this is a famous Italy, it is in news. Sardinia, Sardinia in Italy, means Sardinia in Italy. And Spain has Sardinia in Italy, and Spain has Mallorca, and France has Normandy. So these again in these questions, none of the above is correct. None of the above is correct. The answer is D. Answer is D. So what if you go through the whole all the questions, okay, if you go the 100 questions of prelims of 2025 prelims, what will be cutoff? Everybody asking what will be the in cutoff. As per me, the paper is going to be a moderate. Paper is moderate. Okay, moderate. It's not that much tough. Okay, it's not that much tough. The question paper is on the basic level. If you go through proper NCERTs, okay, standard books, and follow the proper newspaper, then definitely you will get at least 40 or 45% of the, more than 45% you have to give the answer, right answer to the questions. So apart from that, we will discuss it later. Apart from that, at Jnanjyoti Education, we are announcing the Anubhav. Anubhav, what do you mean by Anubhav? We have the team of all the members, faculty members who have the experience of writing the mains. They are expert in writing and essay writing skill. Okay. So we are launching this program, Anubhav, UPSC mains answer writing and essay writing programs. Okay. From next week, next week, most probably it start on coming Monday only. Okay, coming Monday. So firstly we start with the free initiative. Okay, we post the questions, you send your answers. Okay, send your answer. We will evaluate your answer, give the proper feedback. If you have any query or anything, you can send it on WhatsApp on this number also. Okay, if you have query on answer writing, you send it on this number. Okay, so we are launching Anubhav UPSC mains answer writing and essay writing program. This is the most important program. Okay, it start with the basic. It start with the basic. The question is that the mains question is like that. UPSC has they are asking the 3 part in the questions. One questions there are 3 parts, 3 statement are there. We have to answer the 3 statement, interlink with that 3 statement with each other. Okay, this is the level. So if you start early, start writing and practicing in the mains, so you get a good mark. Okay, you get a good mark. So you have any query, any questions or anything, you can directly WhatsApp or call on this number. And we are completed total 100 question analysis, and thanks to my team. And so good night.